Now, this is the second part where we will actually understand how did we build our detection of faces model, or I should say face detection app, and what all did we use to build that. Now, in the intro, I told you about there may be a model that we build and train, and there might be a model that is already pre-trained and we use that. So we will be going with the later part, and that is where HAR cascade comes in. Now, HAR cascade is basically a machine learning based approach where a cascade function is trained from a lot of images, both positive and negative classes. Where I would mean that let's say we are trying to classify images where it has faces in it. So a positive class image would be where it already has an face. And a negative class would be where an image is there where there is no faces present inside the image. Now, based on its training, it is then used to detect the object in other images. So how this works is they are actually a very huge individual .xml files with a lot of feature sets, and each XML file corresponds to a very specific type of use case. And we will be actually exploiting this. Now, as I've already given a simple description and where this HAR cascading came from and who proposed this was Paul Voila and Michael Jones in their paper Rapid Object Detection Using a Boosted Cascade of Simple Features. Now, you can see that I have again injected an HTML code inside my Streamlit, so it shows on the interface, and there you can see that if you go to this link, you can see that this is an actually OpenCV repo where you can see a lot of XML files. And if you look carefully, you can see there's a HAR cascade eye, HAR cascade eye or eyeglasses, frontal cat face, frontal cat face alternative, I would think, and full body, left eye, two splits, license plate, lower body, profile face, and there are so many of other XML files. So you can directly use this XML file to detect whatever this is specifying a full body, then it means you would be able to detect a full body in an image. If there's a license plate, that means you would be able to identify license plate in the image, and so on. You can use them in your other projects also. So moving forward, we will start with how to build a face detection app. So we will be using the cascade classifier, which is present in my CV2, which I had imported inside my code. Yeah, you can see there from my OpenCV. And next would be our cascade classifier multi-detect. Oh, yeah. So we have two functions here, which are very important if we are going to use a pre-built model for our face detection app. So first is load function, which is inside cascade classifier, where we are going to load a .xml classifier file. And now this can be either a HAR or an LBP classifier. Next, we would go for detect multiscale function, which kind of, what should I say, performs pre-processing on the image so that we can set the image into a form where we can use the XML classifier file. So I've defined some steps which ranges from step 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, oh, sorry, 5. So if we follow these steps, we are able to build a basic face detection app using our pre-trained XML file. Now first, we use the cascade classifier function to point to the location where we have stored the XML file. So basically now we will be using our load function from our cascade classifier and load the XML file to my code itself. So you can see I have done this here. Next, is step 2, where we load the frames and convert it into grayscale. Okay. Now one thing to understand is that first of all, we are trying to capture a video. Yeah, we're not actually capturing our image and then just inputting the image. We are actually doing that, but from the aspect of the user, we are just taking a video. And I will show you the result of this, the output of this at the end of this video itself. Okay. So what we are doing is we are asking the, let's say, the computer to take a video, and inside that video we are trying to find if the video stream has a face or not. But again, the XML file was actually trained on positive and negative classes, but for images, not for video. So what we are trying to do is that for each, let's say for the video itself, we are trying to cut it into frames, and those frames are actually images. Now it won't be like, very clear just from me telling you. Once you are able to see how the output is, maybe it might be a little more clear. So let's move forward with this. Now, just like I said before, we have to input the images into a format which is the same as the XML file has. For example, machine learning model can't take strings as input, right? Similarly, XML file having been processed and trained on images that are in gray and black format, yeah, grayscale I would say, can't be trained or can't be used on an image that has color in it. So first we convert our image, which I'm calling here frame, into my gray format. Now, so when OpenCV reads the RGB image, it usually stores the image in BGR, that is blue, green, red. So first of course, the image is not like saved as an image itself, but as a set of array having these three values for each pixel. Okay, it ranges from 0 to 255, and again for each pixel, so there can be a lot of pixels, so there can be a lot of small arrays inside an array that is defining my image. So it is in the format of blue, green, and red. But for the purpose of image recognition, we need to convert this into BGR format. And then we can convert it into a gray channel, or the grayscale I was talking about. So the reason that this is gray channel, or we are actually using gray channel, is because it is computationally less expensive or intensive, I would say, as it contains only one channel of black and white. Now we are working with three small, I would say, we would be working with blue, green, and red, three values for one pixel. But if it is in grayscale or in gray format, I would be working with two values representing white and black. So first I'm taking my video, okay, capturing it as frames that are basically cutting it down into images, then sending each image and converting it into my gray, what should I say, gray set, grayscale, whatever goes. Yeah, then the next step is step 3. So now after converting the image from RGB to gray, we will now try to locate the exact features in our face. So since I'm assuming, let's say, that the video has face, meaning for all the images that I have now created, each one of the image would have a face in it. So now we can use this image to determine if it actually has a face or not. Meaning if we are actually defining or having our face detection app run on images. So we will now try to locate the exact features, and for that I'm using the face cascade class, and inside that my detect multi-scale function. So you can see it is actually taking 1, 2, 3, 4. Four parameters. One is gray, which we had defined here. So this gray is actually my image now in gray, meaning black and white format.